All right, so let's get started. Let's start with English. I've sent you the list of questions.
Yeah.
So if you don't have an idea how to start the conversation, you can use those questions. If you have your own question, ask whatever question. Just keep the conversation fluent. And David, when you see any mistake, just write it down. And when Ella finishes her sentence, her thoughts, you can give her the corrections and advices how to avoid those mistakes. So
can you join with us?
Yeah, I'll be just monitoring. I'm not taking part in the conversation.
Okay. Okay, so maybe David, first you will tell something about yourself. I want know more about you.
Okay. So where to start? So I moved to Poland almost 3 years ago.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and it was for many different reasons, I guess. It was like partly for a girl, partly for getting out of the US, partly for job opportunities. It was like a mixture of everything. It was just perfect to move, and Poland was my way in at the time.
Oh,
so
wow.
and and I had contacted a company in Gdynia so that I could that I wanted
Gdynia.
to work for.
I'm from Gdynia. And so where are you from?
I'm from Oregon.
From Oregon. Okay.
So yeah, that usually puts like a question on someone's face of they're like confused because they don't know where Oregon is. So, but you probably know where California is in the US.
I will check, but I think that I was in Oregon, close to, because I was 2 times in USA. So I know a little about it. So Oregon, I look on the map. Where is it exactly? Okay, and really, you want to? How it's happened that you are in Poland? You know, like it's not too close. But you told that
No.
you have a girlfriend, right? Yes.
Yeah. So I had it was my wife at the time. I was married to a Polish girl. Still am, but it's complicated, very complicated.
Okay.
So because she was from Gdansk, it was a very easy. It made sense. But I try to tell the story like because there's multiple reasons, because she never said, hey, I want to move to Poland, like, will you move to Poland for me? It was never like that. It was always like, it was my suggestion, and I wanted to get out of the US as well. So I think we were both happy with the decision.
Okay. And do you like?
I do.
Poland?
A lot.
Yeah? But so from 3 years you are learning Polish language?
Yes, but not consistently. So when I first came here, after a few months, I started studying Polish, and I was taking classes, you know, from A0 to A1, that type of thing. And I had a good teacher, but it only lasted for about 6 months. Then there was, or I think it was about 6 months. It was like the school year, but maybe a little shorter. So it was just through the typical school year. So there was a whole break the next, I don't know, 4 or 5 months where I wasn't studying. I wasn't taking any private lessons yet. I probably should have, but I was at the time, I was still listening to a lot of Polish, like through my wife's friends and things like this. And I thought that I would have more chances to practice, but actually, I think because I work from home, I didn't have as much chance to practice as
But
I
from the
thought I
beginning,
would.
you was working from home?
Yes.
Not just only because of COVID.
No. Yeah, from the very beginning.
Okay. Wow, it's funny because when we move to another country, we need to switch from Polish to another language, for example, for English. But when you guys coming, for example, to Poland, all Polish people just thinking, okay, so he's speaking English, so I need to. Like, no,
Yes.
okay, David, just we switch to Polish and come on, you are in Poland, yeah? Like the same, for example, in the USA, yeah? But you have easier.
Yeah, for sure.
Polish is really hard, so I know that it's crazy to learn
But
this
that's
language.
but I think that's like, I know why people like switch over to English, because of course they think that it's more comfortable, but also they want to practice themselves, right? And so,
Yeah,
especially with a native speaker or something. And
yeah.
and I've seen the same thing.
It is especially it is in big cities, because for example, if you will come to Legnica, it's like 100,000 people, something like that. So they're people, they're not speaking English a lot. So people will try speaking with you with hands, like Polish, but try to make some accent. So I think that it's easier in the big cities, but in the smaller cities it will be not that easy, I think, to find people who is speaking English, because for example in Trójmiasto, so all people know that if you want to have a future, you need to speak English, like in another language, because it's necessary when you going for work, and you don't need English because you don't use it, but you need to have that you are speaking, you're writing in English, because just it's like it's better if you are speaking than not,
Yeah. And actually I found the same, like, so because everyone wants to like speak English for their own personal reasons, then also it's harder for me as a foreigner to learn the language, because if I try to start speaking Polish and it's very broken, people will switch to English and just help me.
Yeah.
and so it's very hard to practice. So I think I had a similar experience also in Japan with that, because the first language that I was learning besides English was Japanese, and I was studying it for a while. And then when I was in Japan, I guess luckily the number of English speakers there is definitely less than in Poland, like as far as like the younger generation. So there was plenty of chance to practice, but sometimes when I would meet a Japanese person and I would even start speaking Japanese, and not at like a really basic level, but like intermediate level, so like they could understand I was making complete sense, but then they would immediately switch to English and not even use any Japanese in their replies. And like it's really funny when that happens, when you're like trying to speak their language, and then they're just like, oh no, it's too hard, like don't even try.
So English, it's like their second language, yes? Because so many people is speaking in English.
It's their second, yes, but like I think most Japanese people are not confident with more than just Japanese. I think it's like most people, they speak only Japanese, and if they speak another language, it's either some English or some Chinese.
David,
or some Korean.
David, I have a question.
Oh yeah, next.
Yes, have you noticed that Ella said yes to make a question mark at the end of the sentence? Is it common to say it in US, or you say right instead of yes at the end to make the question mark?
I guess I haven't really thought about it. Yes. So you mean like if I say something surprising and then the reply is yes?
And I said,
No,
like, is it the only language? Yes.
Yeah, because I'm doing that because I want to show person that I am listening him, and I always doing that even in Poland, even when I'm recording something, you know, and we have a conversation, and when somebody told Ella, please not speaking yes because we're recording, but I like confirm. But
because it's allowed in Polish. I'm not sure if you do it in English normally.
Okay.
I think I do it in Polish more than I do it in English. But it's not like, I don't know if it's so uncommon that people will do it in English, but I think you're right that saying like it's this way, right? I think that's maybe more common to say in English, but I do know other people who say it the other way.
Okay.
Maybe like, especially since you've been listening to me, I don't say it as much in English. Like, is this the right way to do it? Yeah, or like this is how you say it. Yes, like I don't do that. But I think some people do. I don't think it's like inappropriate. It's I don't know. Maybe it's not as common like for a native American speaker, like a native like English speaker in America. But I don't know. Like that's just also because it's a habit for Americans to use right at the end of the sentence doesn't mean it's going to be the same with British or Australian or I don't know, New Zealanders or like someone from anywhere else. So it's really hard to say like what's correct. It's not incorrect. So yeah, I think it's totally okay to use.
Okay. I think that it's bigger than me, so, but I can think about it and say right, yeah. So and now where you working?
So actually,
because you told
I'm
that
working.
You work from a Polish company or from you working for USA because you are from there. Because what kind of job do you do?
Yeah, so I'm a mechanical design engineer for a US company. So and that's what I do now again. So when I first came to Poland, I was like before I came to Poland, I was working for an American company doing mechanical design work, and then I told them that I want to move to Poland, but I want to keep working for them. So like, will they let me work remotely? So I made a proposal for them to do that, and they said yes. So I kept working for them, but remotely. So actually, the company is close to my hometown. And it's a small company. It's only maybe 25 people. So it's pretty cool that I get to work remotely. But for about 8 months, I was working for the Polish company that I mentioned in the beginning called Space Forest. They're like doing some space related projects at the technology park. And
Space Forest?
Space Forest. Yeah.
Okay, I heard about it.
It's I think like some people in Thrunia, so they do know about it because like they're building rockets, so that's very unusual, I think. So it's like kind of a point of pride, I guess. But on the other hand, after working in the company, I see like the problems with the company and the leadership and the way that they operate. So I don't know if they'll be successful commercially, but I mean, they'll probably have plenty of fun. Like they'll make a little bit of money. They'll have plenty of fun, like building their rocket, but I don't know if they'll be successful. That's just like it's the reason why like I stopped working for them, because if I didn't see a future for the company, then how can I see a future for myself in the company?
Of course, because you never know when they finish will be the end,
but also in the meantime, like, I mean, you can work for a company like that if they treat you well and if you were like having a good time working for them, even if you're not so sure if they'll succeed. That's okay, but it was just
but they have vision for the future. they have vision for the future, or just doing themselves and not looking forward?
I think they are kind of looking forward. Like maybe they have an idea of where they want to get to in the future, but they didn't list, like they don't list, they don't think about it in the way of, if this is the end goal, then what are the steps working backwards? There's something in engineering called the critical path, which is like the path that you have to take that is make sure that you do something the right way on time. So if this is their end goal, you have to do this, 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 and this, and then here's the present, right? So you've created a list of where you need to get, of what you have to do in order to get to where you want to be. But they don't do any of that. So no matter how many times like I proposed something that was, I was looking at the end goal, that the goal that they set, and I was and when I created a concept or a design, I said, okay, so this is your end goal. Well, this is the logical path. Like, I think this is a logical path to get there. And so then they would say, oh, that's great. Sounds good. Start working on it. And then like I'm working on it for a couple weeks, and then later I talk to them again and they say, oh, we decided not to do that idea because like no reason, no specific reason. They would just
and they doesn't discuss this with you, just make decision and then told you about it when you ask.
Yeah, it was almost like they made the decision just like the owner of the company and like one other guy, but not necessarily the most, like the one who's leading the project. Like sometimes even the person who is like supposed to be leading the project, he was just told that they made the decision. But what's funny is that we had a meeting with like 10 or 12 people in which everyone agreed that it was a good decision. So and then you have just like the CEO saying, oh no, we're gonna do it this way. Okay.
Yeah, but I have experience because I was living in Warsaw before I came here, to my husband too. Because I was living there 7 years, even 8. Yeah, and because in the beginning I was working for a big company, and then I switched for a small company. It was like 15 people. So it was really small, but they have a very, very big vision. And because of this vision, this company was great because they were small, because 15 people, it's a really small company, but we was like family, and we was looking really forward, like and all our decision was really important. And if they give you some duties, so it was only yours, and you have a whole, like you can do everything what you think that it's good, and then you just show them that it works. So it was really good, and it was good experience for learning, because they trust you, because they hire you, so they trust you, and you can do all this project, and then they looking only for results. So it was really really great. Yeah. So I have different experience about big company and small. Yeah.
David, listen, you have to focus on the mistakes. Like I've spotted 2 of them. Like they doesn't and we wasn't. So now it's only 10 minutes left for English speaking. So David, please try to get the mistakes, and maybe try to get the mistakes in pronunciation as well. So instead of studying, it should be studying. So like my English is not perfect, so I want you to explain how the pronunciation should be exactly. So while Ella is speaking, try to note the mistakes and the pronunciation that could be better, and then explain to Ella how she could make it better.
Yeah, sure. So Ella, so then are you still working for the same company?
No, I switched when I came here. Now I'm working in Olivia Business Center. for Olivia Business Center, for the owner of these buildings. So in the beginning, I was taking care about events, the small events, and for community of the residents, and in marketing department. So now, because COVID, we switch all duties, and now I am more make webinars. Some even now we have the sick, how say it, we recording a video about Olivia, even Oliva. It's a whole area close to the Oliva Business Center, Olivia Business Center. Yeah, and we made 4 episodes of Olivia, jakiej nie znacie. So it's we meeting with people from Olivia, make with them some wywiady. Jak jest wywiad?
No, I have no idea.
Interview.
Okay. Okay. Czekaj. Tak, Karola, możesz mi dać. Interview. I'm making an interview with some people from Olivia. Yeah, I got pizza from my sister because today it's really a crazy day because we have renovation. Because they switch apartments, and it's really close because it's opposite. The buildings is opposite, so we need to take whole stuff and move for another department, and making whole furniture, all this stuff. So it was crazy, and that was the reason why I was late. Yeah. So yeah, that's about my work, but I will tell you more about myself in Polish, because you tell me more about yourself in English, so I will tell you about myself in Polish. Yeah, so
do you want me to go over some of the little mistakes that I caught before
course.
we switched to Polish?
Yeah.
I only have a few. I'm sure there's more, but like I don't know. I didn't catch too much like with pronunciation. Like I know that it takes forever, honestly, to get pronunciation perfect. So like unless there's a specific word that you've heard that was like very, very wrong. I didn't catch the studying, but I think I caught. I don't think I heard many more that were like so difficult to understand. For me, that's kind of like a last. I don't know, not a last step of learning a language, but it's like I don't know. It's something that I've deemed less important, I guess. But I guess that's hard to say. Only if it's really difficult.
Yeah, but I know that study, it's study. It's not study. Yeah. It's study. I know about it.
Yeah. Studiować. Studio. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So one of the first things I caught early on was I think you said from 3 years. From 3 years you did this. But actually it's more natural to say 3 years ago.
Okay.
Right? 3 years ago you did this.
Dobra.
So this one's a weird one. It's kind of almost difficult to understand because when you were working for when you mentioned that you were working for the small company, you said because we were talking about the past, we were talking about you worked for this small company, and you said they have a very big vision. They have a very big vision. So that may be correct, that they still have a very big vision for the company. But because you were telling the story about like you were working for this company, because it's kind of your experience, you would say they had a very big vision, even if they still have it.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's just
I
more
know that
natural.
I have a problem when I am speaking. I have a problem talking about the past. So it's my, yeah, I need to learn.
I think
this.
actually your speaking is quite good. In this time you're much like you're making many less mistakes, I think. So like it's really good to hear.
Thank you.
I mean, I think the next one I heard is I switch jobs versus I switched jobs. So just that was a past tense
I switched.
mistake.
Okay.
I switched jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that I was or I am taking care about something, but rather than taking care about, you take care of. So we use a different.
Tak.
What do you say? That's a preposition, I guess. Yeah, different preposition for that. Taking care of something.
Okay.
Let's see. We only a couple more here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you said we switch all duties, but it actually you would have to form the sentence differently because you would say all of our duties have changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
it
actually you have
better.
to kind of.
It sounds better.
Yeah, it's so that's just a different wording. Let's see. So you said the building is opposite, and I think Jan mentioned. I think Jan typed this one too somewhere. I'm not sure where. Actually, yeah, Jan, where did you type that?
In the chat.
In the Zoom chat? Okay.
Yes.
Because since I have the Zoom on my phone and I don't have it on my computer, now I had the Facebook chat open, but I have the Zoom chat. Just so you know. No, it's okay. It's just like I can't. I won't be able to check it probably very easily. You said the building is opposite, and I understood what you meant. But I think you kind of meant that the building it's a different building, or the building is different.
It's a different building opposite the building where they live.
Okay, so that makes sense in that that way.
Like I would say the building is in front of mine.
Yeah. But you can.
There's a renovation in the building in front of mine.
Or you could say opposite to mine, but like I guess the different part is like in English, when you use opposite, you always have to use some sort of connecting word or a preposition or something. There's no just the building is opposite. It just doesn't. There's no.
The building is opposite the apartments, or I don't know how.
But even then, you would still have to say it's opposite of my apartment, or but
opposite.
I don't know if that's natural
of
either.
Something, yes. That's not just opposite, but between
opposite
something.
Of or opposite. It's on the opposite side, or it's on the like you have to describe how is it opposite. Always, either before or after the usage of that word.
But how I can say different about it? Like.
Okay. So in this case, the building is across from. Was it like? So was it you're going from one Olivia Business Center to another building?
No, because I was telling about that my sister is moving from one apartment to another, and they are this building is opposite because it's really close. Like they switched like 200 meters. Like the apartment, it's really close.
But it's like in a different building, right?
Yeah.
Up the meeting. Okay. So.
The building is on the other side of the road, or they are switching.
No,
they are moving to the building which is on the.
It's not another.
That's next
to. Side.
It's next to the building.
It's actually
You see, it's here.
Right there.
You see, it's here. Because now I am
yeah, so you kind of say like
it's opposite.
you know, like in that way, to keep it really simple, maybe you could get rid of the word opposite and just say that, and use a different word to say the building is next to mine, or that it's across from mine, or something.
Next to mine.
Because
it's that word. Yeah.
Next to is better. It would technically be correct to say that like her building or her balcony is opposing mine, like meaning it's in opposition, right? It's like directly across. But that's maybe describing the position, and it's not describing the location.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Yeah, the position the position is next to, but the location is next to yours, but the position of her apartment is opposing yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a lot worse.
It's very different. It's a very difficult one to use, yeah, or describe. Teraz po polsku.
Dobrze. Zmieniamy na polski, tylko jedną rzecz powiem. Michał, chcesz pizzę? Bo zostało kilka kawałków. To masz. Proszę. Proszę. No. I zamkniesz mi drzwi? Dziękuję. Okay. Mam jeden kawałek pizzy.
Tak.
To jest mój. Resztę oddałam.
Tak.
Okay.
Od gdzie? Od gdzie?
Oddałam. Oddałam.
Oddałam?
Give away. Oddałam. To jest przeszłość. Oddałam. Czyli mogłam dać, a oddałam. Czyli ktoś zabrał moje jedzenie. Z mojej woli.
Tak, ale jak się nazywa ta restauracja?
Pizzeria. To jest pizzeria.
Pizzeria. Okay.
Nawet nie pamiętam, jaka to pizzeria, ale jakaś dobra w Gdyni. A gdzie ty mieszkasz? Z jakiego miasta jesteś?
Mieszkam w Gdańsku.
Około
15 minut do centrum, do Stare Miasto.
Okej, 15 minut od centrum. 15 minut od centrum. Jak mówisz o czymś, to jakby odnosisz się do tego miejsca, o którym mówisz, czyli o Gdańsku Centralnym, czyli masz 15 minut do Gdańska Głównego, tak? Okej.
Ela, zanim pójdziecie dalej, David chciał się zapytać, skąd jest ta pizza, ale nie znam tego słowa i powiedział od gdzie. I także jak słyszysz od gdzie, to musisz Davidowi powiedzieć,
zapisywać skąd. Tak.
Nie tak?
Tak.
I więc jak się mówi like from where is the pizza? Skąd jest
pizza?
Skąd jest skąd jest
restauracja? Jest restauracja?
Tak, skąd jest restauracja? Okej.
Ale na pizzerię tak się nie mówi restauracja, bo pizzeria to jest taka nazwa własna, czyli masz restauracja, to jak masz coś, gdzie jest dużo jedzenia, różnego jedzenia, inne jedzenie niż pizza. Jak mówisz o pizzy, to używasz pizzeria. Jakby rzadko ktoś mówi restauracja na pizzerię, nie? Jedziemy na pizzę, ale nie do restauracji, raczej rzadko kiedy się mówi do restauracji.
Śmiesznie, że potem odpowiedź, skąd jest pizzeria?
Skąd jest ta pizza? Ta pizza jest z pizzerii, która się nazywa...
Jeszcze raz, skąd jest?
Skąd masz pizzę, albo skąd jest pizza?
To jest pizza i ja wezmę kawałek.
Więc skąd jest pizza?
Tak. Where from?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Z pizzerii jak się masz? Bardzo smaczna.
Tak.
Więc,
Ja.
Więc teraz mieszkam w Gdyni. To tak wracając jeszcze do mnie. Teraz mieszkam w Gdyni, ale mieszkałam w Warszawie 8 lat, bo tam studiowałam. Studiowałam w sumie
8 lat?
trochę dłużej. 8 lat. Ale nie studiowałam 8 lat.
Studiowałaś na 8 lat?
Nie, od 8 lat. Przez 8 lat.
Doktor Elżbieta.
Jak mówisz o okresie, to przez 8 lat. To jest jakby ten okres, nie? Przez 8 lat.
Tak.
Nie, studiowałam 6, nie, w 5, nawet zamknęłam się w 5, więc nie miałam żadnego roku przerwy. Ale później pracowałam i tak też wyjechałam sobie 2 razy do Stanów na taką krótką przerwę. Raz byłam blisko Chicago.
Na urlop. Wszystko na urlopie?
Tak, znaczy takim dłuższym urlopie, bo po licencjacie, bo ja pracowałam i studiowałam w tym samym czasie. Praca i studia, więc to było takie bardzo intensywne, więc ja po studiach, po licencjacie zrobiłam sobie taką przerwę 4 miesiące i wtedy pojechałam do cioci i wujka do Stanów, właśnie oni tam mieszkali blisko Chicago. I to też było śmiesznie, bo bardzo mało wtedy mówiłam po angielsku, ale naprawdę trafiłam na tak wyrozumiałych ludzi, że bardzo często ja coś pokazywałam rękoma, uczyłam się bardzo dużo od nich i oni po prostu tak wyrozumiali byli względem mnie bardzo. Tak. Więc tak uczyłam się z nimi, ja też uczyłam ich po polsku i śmiesznie, że jak mówiłam im jakieś słowa, to oni zapisywali nie po polsku, tak jak się pisze, tylko jak się wymawia. Więc po prostu to tak było śmieszne, bo to w ogóle nie miało sensu, jakby po polsku, jak było napisane. Więc na przykład jak się masz, to ona to tak pisała po angielsku, jak się masz, żeby to zrozumieć.
Tak.
Czyli nie, bo
tak.
inaczej, więc po prostu bardzo śmiesznie. To byłam raz, a później po magisterce, bo też miałam później studia magisterskie i po magisterce sobie też pojechałam do Stanów na wymianę językową, w sumie nawet nie językową, wymianę do pracy. Work and travel.
Okej.
Work and travel, tak. I tam pracowałam.
Gdzie byłaś na work and travel?
W południowej Karolinie. Myrtle
Beach. Jeszcze raz?
Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach to bardzo taka miejscowość, taka turystyczna.
Tak,
bardzo dużo turystów. Ja tam akurat zostałam do września, więc jak już się skończył ten okres wakacyjny, to po prostu miasto było puste.
Tak.
No, ale ciepło tak było tam, że ojejku. Więc tak, to taka moja przygoda ze Stanami. W Stanach też sobie złamałam rękę. Miałam złamaną rękę, musiałam zrobić prześwietlenie i to było takie dla mnie tak trudne słowo, nie mogłam zapamiętać. Prześwietlenie po angielsku. Wiesz, co to znaczy prześwietlenie? Rentgen ręki.
Prześwietlenie?
Tak, rentgen ręki, rentgen. Prześwietlenie, rentgen to można tak wymiennie, to jest X-ray.
X-ray, yes.
X-ray. Więc
so
pojechałam do szpitala.
Jak się mówi po polsku? You broke it?
Złamałam.
Jeszcze raz?
Złamałam rękę i musiałam zrobić rentgen kości. Czyli rentgen i prześwietlenie, you can switch this. Możesz zmieniać te.
Poczekaj, Jana, tutaj widzisz, że David nie zna słowa i jak mu raz powiesz, to może do niego nie dojść. Także powiedz raz powoli, może napisz do niego na Facebooku, żeby to zobaczył i żeby się oswoił, nie? Bo trochę szybko mówisz i chłopak nie nadąża.
Dobrze.
Tak,
dobrze.
Proszę
Powoli.
Na trudne słowo.
Tak, okej.
Tylko,
Więc...
ale 95% rozumiałem.
Super,
Ale
super.
trochę nie trochę, some words.
Trochę.
Tak.
Niektóre
słowa?
Niektóre
słowa, tak.
Tak. Niektóre słowa.
Tylko może 3 albo 3 lub 4.
Okej. Wow. Wow, to bardzo dobrze. Naprawdę bardzo dobrze mówisz po polsku i widzę, że dużo rozumiesz, więc no szacunek.
Tak, może rozumiem, ale nie mówię. Nie mówię dobrze.
I zaraz jeszcze powiem Ci kilka słów i Ciebie będę ciągnęła do tego, żebyś mi coś odpowiadał. No, więc ważne, żebyś pamiętał to słowo rentgen, bo jak sobie złamiesz rękę, na przykład jak ja, i pojedziesz do szpitala,
okay.
to będziesz musiał znać to, tak.
Pojechałaś, tak? Pojechałaś do szpitala w Stanach? Like w północ, how do you say? Południe Carolina?
Ja, like, w Myrtle Beach. Mhm.
Tak.
Czy pojechałam do szpitala w Myrtle Beach? Mhm.
Tak.
Tak, właśnie.
Bardzo nie tanie.
Drogie?
Tak. Było bardzo drogie. Było bardzo drogie.
W Stanach jest bardzo drogie, ale ja miałam ubezpieczenie. I to też taka śmieszna historia, bo na szczęście tydzień przed poszłam do kościoła.
Ale wszystko, wszystko koszty
pokryli. Wszystkie koszty pokryło ubezpieczenie. Wszystkie koszty.
Tak.
Pokryło ubezpieczenie. Mhm.
Bardzo dobre.
Ale to było śmieszne.
Czasami how to say, taniej to fly, latać, taniej
jest polecieć do Polski.
Do Polski, tak.
Tak, ogólnie na pewno by tak było, ale ja wiedziałam, że to jak jedziesz na work and travel, to musisz mieć ubezpieczenie. Więc jakby ja musiałam i takie wykupić, więc wykupiłam to ubezpieczenie i co było śmieszne, że ja miałam tylko na jeden szpital w Myrtle Beach. Jakby tylko jeden szpital był ubezpieczony, a ja o tym nie wiedziałam. I pojechałam do szpitala i później wróciłam, oni mi zrobili rentgen ręki, założyli mi gips, bo jak masz takie na ręce coś, żeby to
znaczy
trzymało
gips?
kość. Gips. Takie coś, co ci kładą takie sztywne na rękę, żeby trzymało kość.
Proszę.
Mów dalej. Niech zrozumie. Nie tłumacz. Po polsku.
No właśnie, czyli jedziesz do szpitala.
Może rozumiałem, ale proszę.
Dawid, ty będziesz wiedział, żeby mi powiedzieć po angielsku te słowo. Więc słuchaj, pojechałam do szpitala, oni zobaczyli, że mam złamaną tutaj kość, więc nie mogłam ruszać ręką. I żeby nie ruszać ręką, oni mi założyli takie twarde coś, jakby na początku to się nakłada takie mokre i to robi się twarde.
Tak.
I co to jest po angielsku?
Okay, so nie, like, nie mówię.
Gips.
Gips, nie wiem. Proszę pisać. Fuck.
Proszę napisz mi.
Proszę napisz mi.
Proszę napisz mi Czyli proszę ty, ja, napisz mi, jako że
proszę napisz
mi to słowo.
Całe zdanie. Nie to słowa, a całe zdanie. Tak.
Okej. Założyli...
Bo dużo słowa nie rozumiałem.
Okej. Teraz zobacz. Oni założyli mi gips na rękę. Czyli założyli mi takie twarde coś na rękę całą.
Założyli
mi gips na rękę. Aha. A gips po angielsku sprawdziłam, że to jest gipsum?
Plaster.
A gips to jest cast.
Plaster, tak. Mhm.
A nie plaster, a cast.
Cast?
So, po angielsku plastry nie ma, plastry po polsku nie jest plasters po angielsku. Nie to samo.
Okej.
Potocznie just a moment.
Potocznie, dobre słowo.
Potocznie w Ameryce mówimy mówimy band-aids. Like plastry to jest band-aids. Albo
bandaż. W Polsce mówisz bandaż.
Tak, bandage.
Ale to nie jest taki,
tak,
taki normalny
gips to jest
bandaż.
cast. Cast.
Okej.
Pisałem. Nie, napisałem.
Napisałem. Wpisałem. Jeżeli to słowo sobie napisałeś gdzieś, to napisałem.
Tak. Napisałem na Facebooku. Gips to jest cast. Cast to twarde plastry.
Tak. One są najpierw mokre, a później robią się twarde, nie?
Tak.
Tak.
Mokre?
Mokre. Wet. Takie właśnie jak wychodzisz z wody, to jesteś mokry.
Tak. Potem underneath. Jak się mówi po polsku? Underneath.
Pod spodem.
Underneath?
Pod spodem.
Pod spodem.
Tak, mokre.
Były, jak było 35 stopni, to pod spodem były, ale nie wiem, czy nakładali ci kiedyś gips. Miałeś kiedyś gips? Miałeś kiedyś gips na ciele? Czy złamałeś sobie kiedyś coś? Okej. Ponieważ to wygląda tak, że jak oni ci nakładają gips, to najpierw te bandaże są mokre w takim, jak w takim gipsie jakby zamoczone i one nie są twarde. I oni ci to nakładają na ciało. Najpierw ci nakładają taką wełnę, czy to watę, takie coś miękkiego i dopiero na to nakładają te mokre plastry. I one się robią, po chwili robią się dopiero twarde. To od razu nie jest twarde.
Może nie wszystko rozumiałem. Więc pierwszy jest mokre.
No. Tak.
Ile czasu
no nie wiem, to wiesz co, no dobrze mówisz, ile czasu zajmuje, żeby one stały się twarde, tak?
Tak.
ja nie pamiętam, z godzinę pewnie, ale to oni ci to nakładają, ty tam czekasz chwilę i to tak nawet szybciej, tak myślę, że po jakichś 20 minutach już robi się takie twardsze, nie? Bo chwilę musisz poczekać, ale zaraz to już się robi takie twarde, no bo żeby to nie spadło z ręki, nie? Jakoś to taki jest szybko schnący, czyli szybko wysycha.
Jest jak forma.
Tak.
Tak. Forma mokry i potem twardy.
Tak, dostosowuje się do kształtu.
Tak.
Dostosowuje się do kształtu.
Słyszałem, że for most people. Większość ludzi. For most people. Dla większości ludzi, że work and travel.
No, próbuj.
Jest trochę. Shoot. Jest
spróbuj
trochę
tymi słowami. Trudne? Jest trochę trudne?
Nie, trudne.
To dawaj. Spróbuj mówić do mnie też po angielsku, tak, a ja spróbuję znaleźć słowo, jak to wytłumaczyć.
Tak, jest trochę drogi, bo even though even though, jak się mówi po polsku?
Mimo że.
Jeszcze raz?
Mimo że.
Nawet jeśli. Okej, to samo?
To jest to samo.
To samo, okej. Nawet jeśli pracowałaś, może rent, your rent, wynajem i jedzenie jest bardzo drogi. Więc
to prawda.
Tak, większość ludzi.
Większość ludzi.
They don't earn money.
Yes.
How do I say that? Tak?
Jak jechała, że nie zarabiają tam pieniędzy. Że to bardziej jest
zarabiają?
Tak, zarabiają. Nie zarobisz tam dużo pieniędzy. I ja tak samo, to co było dla mnie takie bardzo ciężkie, to że ja pracowałam w banku przez 3 lata i ja pojechałam tam. I ja pojechałam tam i zarabiałam takie podobne pieniądze, a jeżeli chodzi o Stany, to tam jest dużo drożej, więc jakby wychodziło na standard życia, że jest gorszy dla mnie.
Tak.
I też osoba, która mnie zatrudniała, uważała mnie za taką gorszą osobę, mimo tego, że ja przyjechałam i jakby wcześniej na przykład, nie wiem, robiłam transakcje na miliony, bo pracowałam w domu maklerskim, czyli obracałam dużymi pieniędzmi, a tam pojechałam i mnie nie chcieli na kasę dać, żebym wymieniała $1, $2, nie? Więc jest taka przepaść, że oni gorzej traktują ciebie, jak ty jedziesz na work and travel.
So, standard of living, standard życia, poziom życia, tak?
Jestem.
Czy myślisz, że poziom życia to samo w Ameryce później, lower? Później?
Niższy i wyższy, lower and higher.
Niższy czy
wyższy.
Okej. Czy niższy, czy jeszcze raz?
Czy wyższy?
Wyższy. Tak. Niższy czy wyższy? Jak się myślisz?
Wiesz co, uważam, że ogólnie poziom życia jest wyższy, bo jednak ogólne społeczeństwo, ja pracowałam w sklepie, więc wiadomo, że w sklepie nie pracują ludzie, którzy dużo zarabiają, ale jak byłam na przykład w Chicago u mojej cioci, to widziałam, że ten poziom życia jest wyższy, że jednak większe pieniądze zarabia się na stanowiskach i więcej też się ma pieniędzy do wydawania. Więc jeżeli jesteś wykształcony, to masz poziom wyższy życia, myślę, ale jednak w Polsce dużo się też zmieniło przez ostatnie lata, czyli ten poziom w Polsce bardzo mocno rośnie do góry. I uważam, że coraz bardziej się to wyrównuje, ale jeszcze w Stanach moim zdaniem jest wyższy poziom życia. Gdybym ja w Stanach po ekonomii pracowała, myślę, że na tym stanowisku, na którym pracuję, to zarabiałabym więcej pieniędzy niż w Polsce zarabiam. Ale
myślę, że jeśli jesteś magisterskie,
tak, jeśli jesteś po magisterce,
tak,
masz studia magisterskie.
Jeśli jesteś, to...
Wiesz jak, Dawid? Jeśli masz studia magisterskie, jeżeli chcesz tak profesjonalnie brzmieć, to jeśli masz studia magisterskie.
Okej, jeśli masz studia, studia magisterskie, okej.
Skończone?
Then.
Wtedy?
Nie.
Wtedy?
Wtedy.
Wtedy?
No, wtedy albo tak, wtedy
no.
Mogłabyś, nie, tak,
no.
mogłabyś,
tak, mogłabym.
Wyższy poziom życia.
Tak.
Myślę, że tak. Ale większość, most people, większość ludzi nie mają
Większość ludzi nie ma wykształcenia wyższego. To jest wykształcenie wyższe. Większość ludzi nie ma wykształcenia, bo masz tak, wykształcenie podstawowe.
Na magister.
Dawid, słyszysz mnie, bo coś zacięło?
Tak. Jeszcze raz. Teraz nie.
No, straciliśmy Elę.
Nope.
Dobra, to ja, so I will use the moment to sum it all up because it's 1 hour already. So sorry for interrupting, but I just wanted to sum it all up. So David, at the end it was great because at the beginning you were just listening and talking a lot, and it's actually great because for some Polish people listening live to some American people is not something usual, so it's a great opportunity for us to learn from you. But still, when you are listening and Polish person is talking, you should be focused more on grabbing mistakes, grammatical and pronunciation. When I told you that in the second half of the conversation, you got it. You got it and you did it. You grabbed the mistakes and you corrected them after Ella finished her thought. So that was great. That you didn't interrupt in the middle. That you let her finish speaking. That was nice. Ella, I wanted to say something about your English. It's really fluent. I can see that you speak fluently English because of, I guess it's because of living in the United States, that you have no problem in communication. Although the thing that came to me is your language is quite simple. so you don't search for some sophisticated vocabulary, and I guess that's why you are so fluent. So if you would like to develop your English, because someday you told me that you don't speak English or you don't like it or something. So I know why, because you're very fluent and David couldn't find many mistakes in your speech. But if you want to develop your English, I would try to work on vocabulary, idioms, and sophisticated language. So maybe try to download some advanced English applications and try to or read some books in the original English. So that would let you develop your vocabulary, because with fluency you have no problems, and with grammar almost nothing. Like once you made a mistake with present and past tense, but it wasn't very serious mistake. It was great that when you were teaching Polish, it was great that you were speaking in Polish, because many people go on take a shortcut and just translate it to English, and that's not the best solution, because when you translate Polish to English, David will understand, but it will go to his shorter memory. If you elaborate on this one word in Polish, he will have to focus, and he will get this word in many different contexts. So because of this word will go to his long-term memory, so remember it better. So that's good what you've done. What wasn't perfect was explaining the vocabulary. Once David was committing a mistake, you were saying, okay, this is a mistake, you should do it like this, because when you do this, you should say it like this. Let's go further. And I saw the confusion on the face of David, and I think it wasn't helpful. So I think when you see that David is not super experienced level, he's intermediate in Polish, so you should skip the explanations why you should say this or this. You should just say, just correct him how it should be, and fuck this, because he will not remember the rule. Just hear the correct version a million times, and he will know how to say it. He doesn't need rules. And yeah, that's all.
And I think that like
coming, I hope you
actually the first part, Elżbieta, when you were talking and telling all about that, actually, I guess probably because the vocabulary was very familiar to me about, living places and working and doing this like every day, like small talk. It was very easy for me to understand, even though like actually your speaking was very, very fast. I understood maybe 95% with only like 3 words that I didn't understand. But when we switched to a more complicated conversation about like going to the hospital and having a broken arm and stuff like this, then I would suggest maybe being aware of that and talking like maybe 3/4 the speed, because there was some words that I was hearing, but I didn't have time even to write them down before there was another word that I heard that I also didn't understand. So I had no time to like take notes and figure out what words was I missing in the conversation. So I just was trying to understand the overall message, which I guess is like, like that happens to me a lot, of course. If I'm at a party or something and everyone's speaking Polish, I try to understand the overall conversation, because I won't get the explanation of the words. But maybe just keep that in mind, that like if we keep the same speed and we change to a difficult topic, it's gonna be like really, really hard for me to like keep up.
Okay, I get it.
All right, I want you smiling faces, because I will make the thumbnail of this scene for YouTube. So
wait.
Thank you. Smile. Look smart. Good. All right, now perfect. Okay, thank you, and hope I'll see you soon in real life. See you guys.
Okay, so maybe see you later.
Hopefully.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.